thought that was a very unique pick.
How are we doing, everybody? Welcome to the Picks Podcast, Tuesday, January 6th. We've got a great show in store for everybody. And we've got a special guest, as you can see. I can't even point to my right. I got to point slightly down. Welcome to the show. Lifelong friend of Kyle and I, and friend of the show, Mr. Tony Hartmann. Tony, how you doing today?
Good. How are you guys doing? Glad to be here. Been
We're
a
doing
fan
well
since the beginning, and it's good to finally be on.
Let's go. I know this has been a long time in the making.
Yeah,
I
we've
feel
been
like
talking about it for a while.
So. It's been since we started the show last year, for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
glad to finally have you on. It's a very important week of football to discuss. We've got a lot to talk about in this one. We've got some wild finishes from week 18. We've got Black Monday, all the coaching changes to talk about. And we've got football playoff, baby. I mean, if it's not Christmas 2.0, I don't know what it is, but it's a great feeling when there's football and there's playoff football to talk about. So let's get into it. Let's start with this week in football. Before we get into all the coaching news, I really just had one additional thing, which was Myles Garrett setting the single season sacks record, surpassing Michael Strahan and TJ Watt.
Miles.
23 sacks on the season. You could tell on the play. I don't know if you guys saw the actual play. Joe Burrow was like, I ain't taking this hit. Literally just
dove.
Dude, how fast he got the get off on that play was insane.
Oh, I know. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I saw a thing online that was like 0.1 second faster than like Usain Bolt's get off when he was doing his like record-setting race.
Also,
It took
Usain
him a while
Bolt.
to get it.
Yeah, I know. I thought he.
Until 5 minutes left in the game. But...
It's kind of how it. Well, dude, did you see the game at all? He was being doubled and triple teamed literally every single play.
Yeah, I know.
The Bengals' prime objective was to prevent him from getting that.
Yeah, the
record.
Bengals stole the Steelers' game plan of preventing Myles Garrett from getting the stat.
Correct.
Which is like actually the right game plan to do if you are the Bengals going into that meaningless game.
Well, it would have been fine, except they scored 2 defensive touchdowns. Cleveland.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Doug?
Can't do that.
No, I was gonna say I saw Miles. The interview after the game. He said that he had a nightmare the night before that he wasn't gonna get it, so he didn't want that to become a reality.
Well, he ended up getting it. Kyle, I feel like this one hits a little bit home for you. You got to see Myles Garrett like basically in person on the same plane, on the same level, on the same level ground. So hats off to Myles. Their season's over because it's Cleveland naturally, but good for Myles Garrett. All right. Black Monday has come and gone, guys. We've got a lot of changes. Some expected, some not too expected. We'll start in kind of just an order of how I got the news for these. Not expected. The Falcons have fired head coach Raheem Morris. They also fired their general manager, Fontenot. I don't even know his first name, but they fired the GM both on Sunday. They didn't even wait till Monday. They did following the team's loss, their win in New Orleans. Atlanta did finish with 4 straight wins to end the season. But I think Kyle, you and I agreed like this is a no doubter. Like kind of just throughout the course of the season, I don't think he's a good.
Yeah,
coach.
we were not a big fan of Raheem Morris over here on the Picks Podcast.
I don't know, Tony. Is this one shocking to you at all, or?
It is honestly a little shocking to me just because the way they finished the year, 4 straight wins. It seemed like they were on the up and up a little bit. Dealt with some big injuries throughout
That's
there.
true.
Drake London. I thought it was inevitable he was going to get fired, but I thought he was going to make it through the offseason at least.
See, the thing is, it's like
mid-season or something next year if it was.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
right.
what I thought was going to happen.
I just think it makes sense to start fresh, especially because they're not really sure what's going on with Penix next season. Like, I mean, and tell me, like, now that the season's over, I think it's hard pressed to say that Penix wasn't at least part of the problem this season for the Falcons, considering how well Kirk performed as a starter in his absence.
Yeah.
So
it was a very up and down year. I mean, they had some quality wins.
God. Could you imagine?
Buffalo, beat the Rams.
Yeah. I know he's gonna say. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, and the Falcons would have been in the playoffs.
Crazy.
With the winning record.
It's crazy that like they were like I would not have thought they were one game away from being a playoff team, but there was a 3-way tie at the end of the season. So like I don't know, missed opportunity for sure for Atlanta, but I think they're better off moving on. I think there's a better coach out there. Like this next guy who the Browns fired, head coach Kevin Stefanski. I'm surprised with this one. This is the best coach I think they've had in literally since I've been alive, I think. I mean, he led Cleveland to 2 playoff appearances in 2020 and 2023, including a win in the latter year. They do decide to keep GM Andrew Berry, who I thought performed. He's had some up and down drafts recently, but like can never draft the right quarterback because it's Cleveland and they're cursed.
But he did sign not a woman respect.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, the whole Deshaun Watson thing was just a mess. I mean, oh yeah. Yeah. I feel like for Stefanski though, I feel like the decision to start Gabriel over Shador for at least that 4 or 5 game span kind of played a role into this. I know Shador finished with an abysmal QBR by the end of the season, and he kind of regressed a little bit the last couple of games, but I mean, he's definitely more talented than Dylan Gabriel, so I'm wondering if that kind of played a role into firing Stefanski at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be the case. I don't know. I'm a fan of Stefanski. I'm a fan of Stefanski. So
yeah, he's gonna land well. I think.
Yeah, he'll land somewhere for sure.
Not in Cleveland. Yeah.
Another kind of shocker for me. The Raiders have fired Pete Carroll after just 1 season as the team's head coach. He was fired after a 3-14 campaign. GM John Spytek said he will lead the search for a new head coach along with input from minority owner Tom Brady. I think it's kind of funny and like kind of crazy that he ended up being the bridge coach, right? Like you thought this guy was just going to come in and take over and be, all right, he's going to be here and then he'll just retire and, be done with coaching. But out of a job after 1 year, I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
I think it's because of his son, because his son is a god-awful offensive line coach, and the Raiders are a god-awful offensive line.
Could be.
And that's why he got fired.
Could be.
I think it was the right move.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's going to coach again. I really don't.
It's kind of crazy to say that because, like, I feel like it might be a Hall of Fame coach. I feel like he still kind of is just because of the tenure in Seattle and all the history and whatnot that he's got. But I mean, I'm not shocked given how the season went. I'm just a little surprised that they ended the experiment after 1 season. I mean, he had a historically bad O-line and a historically bad secondary to work with, and the GM didn't really do anything to help the offense in a meaningful way. Geno didn't help the offense, led the league in interceptions. Chip Kelly, again, miserable, fired midseason. So I'm a little surprised it was done after 1 year. I didn't think he'd be the bridge coach, but I guess they've just decided to go in another direction. Unless it's all Tom. Maybe it's just all Tom. Tom's like, get this guy out of here. Beat him once in the Super Bowl, and he's like, send him out.
Well, Tom, I think, was the one who hired him. I think Tom's realizing it takes a lot to be the owner.
Well,
he did a fantasy team build. It's like drafting a running back in the top 6 picks and getting Pete Carroll because he's like, oh, he was a really good coach. Like, not realizing Pete Carroll was fired because of nepotism with his son, who's a bad O-line.
Could be. I mean, Tom has been one to change his mind after a short amount of time, as we've seen. So, could be the case. Another one that's not too shocking for anybody. I don't think the Cardinals have fired head coach Jonathan Gannon after 3 seasons. I mean, this was as expected. We'll also anticipate that the Cardinals are going to try and move off quarterback Kyler Murray after this season. Y'all remember when the Cardinals were 2-0? Those are
seems like,
I remember when going into
ago.
the season, I said the Cardinals were going to win the division. Foolish me.
Seems like a long time ago. Well, they finished 1-14. So, I think Gannon gets hired again as a DC though. He was fine in that role with Philadelphia, and he was fine in that role.
Cost us the Super Bowl because he was too busy being.
Yeah.
Now he's fired. What a rat.
I just saw on my feed, Kyle, the freaking video of him being like, "Oh, I'll be back. Don't worry."
Rat.
Freaking rat, dude. Rat-a-tat. Hate that guy. Well, I don't hate him, but not a. I hate him. I hate him as an Eagles fan. I'm sure he's a fine guy. The Cowboys have fired defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus. My brother actually sent me. He sent me something crazy. He said the Cowboys finished with the 4th worst DVOA of all time, which is defensive adjusted value over average. Basically, it's like whatever percentage you are is that much percentage you are worse or better than the average in the league. So 4th worst of all time on average, their defense was performing this year. This one was completely warranted and expected. Kyle, I don't know if you have any grapevine news related to who might be filling the position.
No, I do not.
You do not. I heard there's a
Matt's
rumor going around that the Cowboys will be interviewing Brian Flores for that role.
Really? Wow.
As defensive coordinator. Currently with the Vikings, as we all know.
I mean, I've heard rumors of Brian Flores going to the Raiders.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll be in the mix
He
for a
might
head
get a-
coaching job.
Head coaching job, yeah.
Which is kind of surprising given that, with the whole history with him suing the NFL and like all that. I feel like that's kind of baggage. Which I feel
that's
like
why I heard the Raiders are going to do it, because the Raiders, they hate the NFL. So
maybe
Raiders have a historic history of being anti-NFL. So that's why I give credibility to these rumors through Katie's grapevine.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I feel like historically teams kind of try to avoid that with their head coaching candidates, but I don't know. I feel like he needs another shot, like after what happened in Miami, because I don't think given the situation in Miami, I don't think that was all his fault, even with the allegations and whatnot. I still don't think that was his fault. So I feel like if he were to get another job, I could see like a Raiders team. I could see like a Tennessee team or something like that giving him a shot. So I think the Cowboys will definitely benefit from a new guy in that position, though, for sure.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
The Commanders have parted way with their offensive and defensive coordinators. Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator Joe Witt Jr. have both been fired. I heard evidently that a bunch of the offensive guys, including Jaden Daniels, were upset with the decision to fire Kingsbury. And they thought the only way that Kingsbury would leave is if he got hired as a head coach somewhere else. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this one? I don't think it's a good move, personally.
By Cliff or by
Cliff? No, well, the defensive coordinator. So I mean, I know they had a ton of injuries. They kind of had a ton of injuries on both sides of the ball. But if anything, you could kind of blame the GM a little bit for the defensive. I mean, you've been saying this all year, Kyle, with how old their defense is, which is it's true. So
I just think it's kind of wild that he left without something lined up. Like, I would understand if he was getting interviews and stuff, but I haven't heard anything about him getting in any interviews.
Neither have I.
So I'm kind of surprised that he's just like, I'm going to leave. But I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe he's going back to Thailand.
Right.
He liked Thailand a lot when
he's going to go join Aaron Rodgers in Thailand after the offseason. Do some ayahuasca. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's a good move. I feel like the defense was more of an issue for Washington. The offense just really couldn't stay healthy. They didn't really have any consistency at the quarterback position with Jaden Daniels being hurt. And it seems like a lot of the guys agree with me because they're like, what the hell? So I don't know. Kind of shocking. 1 year removed from the NFC Championship game. I don't know. Maybe it was a flash in the pan. We'll have to see. I think this is the biggest shocker of all, though. This is the final one we've got. The Baltimore Ravens, 2 days after the playoff, basically it was a playoff game, they have fired head coach John Harbaugh after 18 seasons as the team's head coach. I think this one was absolutely shocking. I can't make heads or tails of this one. I don't know what you guys think.
I get it. There was Lamar won the breakup. We've been reporting this, I think, through KB's grapevine multiple times that there has been tension between Harbaugh and Lamar, and it looks like ownership went with Lamar, and Harbaugh has been let go.
All right, but tell me who are they gonna find though? What better guy is available right now as a head coach?
I'm not saying they're not gonna find a better guy. I'm just saying that I think honestly for both parties, with how long Harbaugh's been there and how much they've been honestly, I guess, disappointing considering that they have an MVP caliber quarterback. And they haven't really won anything. I think there was just time for both people to like get new scenery, So I think Lamar doesn't want Harbaugh no more, and Harbaugh probably is better suited to go to a new place.
Well, he's gonna
which
get
is
a new
apparently
place.
the Giants.
That's right.
What
so
Yeah,
as of like,
honestly, if he goes to the Giants, that'd be a great hire by the Giants.
Oh yeah.
I think this one's gonna happen quick. I think he's gonna sign quick.
Oh yeah. I think
Someone's
by
gonna
the
start
end of the
locking
week.
him.
I think he's for sure the first guy signed.
For sure.
Yeah.
That was per Adam Schefter, literally like 15, 20 minutes ago. He's emerged as the favorite to land the Giants head coaching job. Again, per Adam Schefter. So yeah, I think he's gonna be locked up. I think the Giants would be fools not to. I think it was kind of like the Giants had a couple of guys, right? Like I heard Mike McCarthy in the mix. I did hear Stefanski at some point. I know that they're going to interview him. But, I mean, this is the best guy. And I think, honestly, going into the offseason, I think there's two teams that probably have the most attractive offers right now. I think it's a little different right now with Baltimore, right? Baltimore's kind of like, I feel like they're going to go with a guy who hasn't been a coach before. I feel like I could definitely see something like that happening.
Well, Baltimore is by far the most attractive.
Well, Baltimore is by far, default, right? The default, the most attractive. But I'm saying, like, project team, I think it's definitely the Giants, right? Either them or Tennessee.
I'd say before, I think the Giants are probably the second most appealing job outside of Baltimore.
Outside of Baltimore, yeah. I would agree with that.
I think Atlanta's low-key kind of intriguing.
Yeah, Atlanta's got a lot of players in place right now. But
it's a big question mark at the QB
They don't have a
position,
first-round pick, though. That's not.
They don't have a first-round pick, and they don't have a clear quarterback next year. That's kind of like they kind of have a bridge quarterback if they need it with Kirk Cousins. I'm not giving up completely on Penix, but I think that's way bigger of a question mark than like Tennessee with Cam Ward, obviously Jackson Dart with the Giants. Obviously, Lamar's an established, MVP, so like that's not a question. But I don't know. I would be weary about Atlanta. But yeah, I agree with Tony. I think they definitely have some good pieces. I heard Phillip Rivers is reportedly drawing interest as a head coach. This guy's had a pretty tumultuous last couple of months, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I know
I don't see it happening.
I don't either.
He'll get interviews, but I don't think maybe he'll get some kind of.
No, I think it's similar like the Josh McCown thing.
I think it could be he could be like a quarterback coach, or like Tony said, like an offensive assistant or something like that.
Maybe work his way up.
Yeah, because he's
a couple years. But
you don't go from coaching. Now. You don't go from coaching high school ball to going to coaching in the NFL. It just doesn't happen.
I think there's only one team that would hire him, and it's the Cleveland Browns, just because their owner is crazy.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I saw the Falcons were linked to him also, but I don't know.
I heard it's more than one team.
I heard the Falcons are hiring Matt Ryan as like their head of player personnel.
I saw that too.
Helping with getting the coach and
he's gonna,
GM.
Correct. Yeah, so he's going to be helping with that search. I did see that. As is Mike McDaniels with the Miami Dolphins, who Kyle, you and I pegged as first one out this season.
That was a bad take.
Well, I mean, the Dolphins ended up turning it around, so I mean, at the time, it wasn't a bad take. We were pretty right.
Tua turned it around.
Yeah, we could work on that one. A little bit more work on that. He plans to be part of the Dolphins' search for a new GM since they fired him at the trade deadline since he didn't want to trade anybody. Pretty big part of the GM role, if you ask me.
Also signed Tua to a terrible contract.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Some other guys that are staying. Tony, your Jets holding on to Aaron Glenn and GM Darren Muji, of course. What'd you think? I don't know. Did you guys see the interview today with Glenn and Muji at all? The press conference?
I think they low-key probably should have fired Glenn, but
I don't know. I'll let Tony take the lead on this one. As the resident Jets fan.
As of right now, like I like the decision for them to keep Glenn just to try to keep some kind of stability within the organization. The last thing they need is another new coach.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think there was any good candidates out there to replace him, but now that Harbaugh is on the table, I would love him for him to come, but I don't see it happening.
It sounds like they're keeping both.
You know, he really didn't even have an NFL roster for most of this year, so we'll see what happens next year. Give him an offseason.
I mean, they didn't have an interception.
I don't
know. Podcast with the same amount of interceptions.
Bro, I was gonna wait. New York Jets. I was gonna wait to share this once we got into talking about the games, but I guess I can just go ahead. So this is Jets or every opposing quarterback versus the New York Jets this season. This is what their record, or this is their stats. 14-3, 3,674 passing yards, 36 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a 110.09 passer rating. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. That press conference, though, Tony, I like Darren Muji. I like what he has to say. He's well-spoken. He kind of gets, like, straight to the point. I feel like Glenn is, like, kind of like a blah, blah, blah guy. He's kind of like a lot of filler, a lot of nothing in his answers, you know, like less substance.
Yeah. I like the GM because I feel like the moves they made with the trades to get the first round picks, I think were good.
It set him up,
but I don't really like Glenn because like his specialty is defense, and they didn't have an interception. Like granted, I know like towards the end of the year they were basically playing guys on the street in the secondary, but I still like I don't know the way they ended. They just like seemed like bums. I don't know how much of that was. You could just throw straight on personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Muji. He made some good moves this year. Definitely, obviously the trades with Sauce and Quinnen. But we'll see.
That Sauce trade looks really good for the Jets in hindsight.
I know.
Now the Colts didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, I know.
They won that by like far.
We'll see with Glenn. We'll see. It could get real ugly early on next year if they start losing some games.
I don't know about you, Tony. I have like no confidence in this guy's ability to develop a young quarterback. I think they're way better off trading for a vet QB with some of their picks. I mean, what would you do with the 5 first-round picks? Are you, if there's an offer on the table for Burrow, like hypothetically, are you taking that? Are you looking into that at all?
Yeah, I mean, so the only quarterbacks I would trade for, if even possible, would be Lamar. Which, I mean, that's out there. It's a possibility, especially with Harbaugh getting fired now.
Yeah.
I think now with Harbaugh getting fired, that it's not a possibility.
It's unlikely, but it's not off the table. Why? Because they're not blowing it up, Kyle?
Because I've heard through KB Grapevine that like Lamar wanted to leave and stuff because he didn't like Harbaugh that much and faking his injury and everything.
So it's like either him or me.
I think now that Harbaugh's gone, I think that he's like, I think it was either him or me.
I don't know. We'll see. But honestly, if not Harbaugh.
I think we just lost Kyle.
Oh yeah, we just lose Kyle.
What happened?
Oh, he's back.
Well, no, he's you're on FaceTime, but you're not on the stream. What happened? What happened?
But if not Lamar Jackson, I would trade for Joe Burrow if that was a possibility. But injuries definitely scare me with Burrow, especially at MetLife.
You are the second Jets fan we had.
See that turf is.
Yeah, that's true. You are the second Jets fan we've had on the show in the last 3 weeks, and both of you said that you would trade for Joe Burrow. So
yeah, those are the only 2 active quarterbacks though in the league that I would want. But besides that, obviously, Fernando Mendoza would be nice, but I think he's gonna go first overall.
Probably.
And then we'll see with Dante Moore from Oregon. He hasn't
I've heard
yet, so
I've heard some things. I really haven't done any of my college research yet. I've been watching the playoffs a little bit.
They play each other on Saturday.
I know. What about I know Ole Miss's quarterback Trinidad.
Looks like
intriguing.
He's going back to school.
I think he's gonna go back. Yeah, I've heard
Year
that.
6 for him.
It's crazy, dude.
It's
crazy.
But
yeah,
they can't go into next season with the quarterback room they got now. That's for sure.
No. Brady Cook will not be in the mix in 2026. Believe it or not.
No. Justin Fields should get released immediately.
Yeah, probably. They asked him about it. They asked him about it today. The Fields thing.
Real prior career path for Justin Fields. That's my opinion.
Well, you're just gonna convert to a wideout?
Convert to a wideout or a running back.
I don't see that. Yeah, maybe running back.
Pryor had a 1,000-yard season as a receiver.
Be a Taysom Hill guy. That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, maybe just not with the Jets. Get him out of here.
The last Jets stat I have for you guys is the team leaders this year: passing yards, rushing yards, receiving yards. This is actually, so the one that's normal.
I was team leader for interceptions.
Rushing, yes, you were. Rushing yards, it's Breece Hall.
We all were.
1,065 rushing yards. All right, normal. All right, fine. Passing yards leader, Justin Fields, 1,259 passing yards. Receiving yards leader, Garrett Wilson, on IR since week 10, by the way, 395 receiving yards. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild.
And so every year the players vote on a team MVP. Voted by the players.
Right.
Team MVP this year was their kick returner.
Isaiah Williams.
How sad is that?
He's been great.
He was a really good returner.
No,
though.
he had a great year. Yeah, especially because he got cut earlier in the year. See, he had some really
he did?
mistakes.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, there was a game in Miami. He fielded a punt at the 2-yard line.
Oh, I remember this. I didn't know that was him at the time, though.
Yeah, he had a bad fumble that game too, and they cut him after that. And now they signed him back a couple weeks after that, and now he's team MVP.
Good for him.
There we go.
Nice. Should be maybe special teams MVP. That probably shouldn't be your team MVP at that point.
That's just the state of the organization right now. How bad it is.
Well, it can only be up from here, unless you're. I think you guys are cursed personally. I think there's no saving you. I think the devil has adopted your team. I think Woody Johnson. He sleeps in the middle of a pentagram every night. I don't know. I think he's doing some satanic shit. It has to be. It's the only logical explanation at this point. The other bit of coaching news, last bit of coaching news, I did see Jason Garrett interviewing for the Tennessee Titans head coaching job. So could be in a situation where he's going from the booth to on the field again. I mean, when was he the coach of the Cowboys? I feel like it's been like since like 2016, something like that.
Forget when.
Yeah, it has to be.
You've seen the clapper in action on the field as a coach.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Bring back the clapper, man. All right, let's get into some of these football games. So we'll touch on Sunday. Obviously, there were a lot of games, 14 total games. A lot of them really didn't end up mattering. So we'll kind of just touch on those for briefly. But Saturday did have football. 2 important games, 2 crucial games. We'll start with the Carolina Panthers.
Hindsight didn't matter that much.
Well, one of them in hindsight didn't matter. But it was the Carolina Panthers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay takes this one 16-14. Carolina loses, and their playoff hopes are squandered, is what I would have said had Atlanta not bailed them out on Sunday. So, despite the loss,
proxy war game.
Dude, I want this Panthers team to be so good, so badly, but they're so mid. Look, it was a good step forward. It's been a good step forward from this year. This is their first NFC South title in 10 years. I don't get it on a week-to-week basis. And they messed up their freaking win-loss pattern, which I'm more upset about. So I hammered them, like I said I would. Very unfortunate. I guess in this game, did you guys see the rain in this game? This is crazy.
Yeah, the rain was kind of
crazy. Coming down.
It was very sloppy.
Very, very sloppy.
Also, I thought the officiating was pretty bad in this game.
Oh my God. I have so much to complain about in this. I guess I'll just get into it. The third quarter.
Young was getting...
Yeah, Bryce Young was
good.
I know. I was just gonna say the ref ball in the third quarter. There was the opening drive, right, where they ruled it incomplete. They ruled an incomplete pass to Dowdle when it was clearly backwards. And Dowdle had room to run and just didn't because the whistle was blown. And then after the fact, they're like, "Oh, sorry, our bad. It was backwards." And then they lose like 6 yards, right? And then Fitzgerald had the field goal attempt like 2 plays later, which was a 53 or 52 yarder in the rain instead of a 46 yarder. And he ended up missing. So I feel like that mattered. I think the worst call by far was definitely the offensive pass interference against Ted McMillan on a 31-yard completion, no less, for hand fighting. Like, are you actually kidding me? It was terrible. Like, this happens literally on every play. And Carolina had to end up punting on that drive as opposed to being in Bucs territory. And then you had the Nick Scott PI where their feet basically, I think it was Kate Otten who they tangled their feet and it was called PI. Like, it's just not PI. It's coincidental contact all the way. It should not have been called. And I think the most sad part about this is, right, like the rules analyst coming on and immediately going, "Oh yeah, that's a bad call. Terrible call. Should not have been called." I don't get it. I don't understand. It's very, very upsetting. Very, very upsetting. But I feel like the most crucial part of this game was definitely special teams. I got a stat for you guys. All punts inside the 20 resulted in 0 points in this game. All punts that landed outside of the 20, that's where we got all 30 points in this game. So, won and lost in special teams. Third of the game.
Third of the game.
Yeah. None of these teams deserve to be in the playoffs, in my opinion. But
it was a
one
pretty
of them have to
sloppy
be.
game.
It was to be. Yeah. I will say, I believe the last 3 or 4 teams that were with a losing record that made the playoffs, they all covered the spread in their first game. Keep that in mind. And I think 3 out of the 4 of them won.
Is that a prelude to later?
Dave Canales, he was on one of those teams, actually. He was a coach on the Seahawks, I think, when they had a losing record.
Oh, he was the Beastquake?
Seahawks?
Yeah, Dave Canales. He was on that staff.
Well, I'm trying to think what were the last teams, because I know, like, famously Seattle beat New Orleans. I think there was a Cardinals team.
Beat Arizona.
Carolina did it, right? Like
maybe Carolina beat Arizona. That's what it was.
The Commanders, they didn't beat the Bucs, but they covered. Brad.
Oh, that was the Taylor Heineke game.
They almost won that game. That was the Taylor Heineke game.
I remember that.
And then I don't remember what the other one was.
I don't know if there's been one since we went to 18 weeks.
I think there has been.
I think there has been too. It's slipping my mind. I think Ted McMillan locked up Offensive Rookie of the Year with his performance, though. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think it was my favorite.
I think it was close between him and Chuck, but
yeah,
I think he's gonna pull away with it.
Oh, it was the 2022 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Really? At 8-9?
Which against Seattle.
Crazy.
I get they played the Cowboys but they lost. But I'm pretty sure they covered the spread.
Oh, was that 2022 or 21?
2022.
So that was
Tom Brady's last year.
That was Tom Brady's last year. Okay. Yeah, Tom threw for like 500 yards that game, didn't he?
Yeah.
Close to it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Was that his last game?
I think so.
Yeah, that was his last
his last. I know his last game was a playoff loss to Dallas, which is pretty embarrassing. Yeah, it's pretty much as bad as it gets to end a career. To be honest.
Actually, I don't know if they covered the spread in that game, but I don't think they did. So 3 out of the 4 games cover the spread.
I don't know.
2 of them they won.
I mean, I guess it's a moot point for Tampa right now. I guess there's rumors that they're trying to do a little bit of restructuring. Oh, Todd Bowles wasn't fired. That's notable. Guess we forgot to mention that when we were talking about coaching. But
I think that's the right move. I think he's a good coach.
I think it's probably the right move. I mean, you could stand to upgrade. I don't think he's necessarily losing you football games though with his decisions.
I mean, he won the division 3 years in a row.
Yeah, so I mean, come on,
that's something.
Yeah, they should absolutely.
What I hear from Bucs fans is that he should have been fired. So.
They should absolutely not move off Baker though. That would be a giant mistake. I feel like.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, Baker. It's similar to the Browns year. He played injured.
Yeah,
you gotta have better doctors that say don't stop.
I don't know why more teams don't invest more in their like strength and conditioning and medical. That's one thing that the Jets should do, especially with their O-line. You know, like I know a lot of it's out of the players' control, and it's football. That's what happens. But if you can get your guys as healthy as possible, and
I don't know, man. I feel like it does come down to staffs.
Kind of, right? It kind of does.
The Eagles post like Chip Kelly and like their new he put in a whole new strength and conditioning cast. They really haven't had that many injuries. But like Detroit, for example, I feel like every year by the end of the year they're like completely destroyed. The Niners, almost Ravens, every year they are completely
Titans
by injuries. It's just I think it does come down to staffs.
I think definitely part of it at least, right?
I don't know. I feel like every year it's the same teams that are really injured, and it's the same teams that stay relatively healthy.
I don't disagree with that. I really don't. So, invest, Tampa Bay. You must. All right, let's move on to the next one. We've got Seattle and San Francisco. Seattle takes this one 13-3. They clinch the #1 overall seed in the NFC. It's dominant, dude. This Seattle team is. I mean, they're head of the dude. They're dangerous. They are dangerous. Not dangerous, but dangerous. I mean, look, this San Francisco team, coming into this game, they had 3 straight games of 37+ points, and Seattle held them to 3 at home and just 173 total yards. Who's beating this Seattle team at home? Please enlighten me. Tell me, because I don't know if there's a team in the NFC that can do it.
I don't think nobody.
I don't know. I still
crazy.
Don't trust Darnold.
Their defense Darnold doesn't even have to do much though.
He really doesn't.
He doesn't do much. He
throws
for 150, maybe a touchdown here and there, and that's all he does. They have a good run game.
He literally, yes. That's another thing that's been really good for Seattle recently is that they've been running the ball very effectively these last few games. And that is, I mean, you saw it last year with the Eagles. They ran the ball down everybody's throat. That's how, I mean, obviously until the Super Bowl because the Chiefs sold out. But the whole regular season and then all through the playoffs, that's all they did was run the football. That's how you win games in January and February. is by running the football. And this Seattle, I mean, I guess really the only question is, right, Sam Darnold. Is Sam Darnold going to prevent you from winning it all? Potentially. And honestly, I think he is. He could, because you've seen it.
Fun fact: he's the favorite right now to win Super Bowl MVP.
Darnold?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Is it not? It's not JSN or a guy on the defense.
No, right now the favorite for all teams to win Super Bowl MVP is Sam Darnold.
You're telling me it's not Dak Prescott? How is it not Dak Prescott?
Can you imagine, Tony, me telling you that like 10 years or whatever long ago he was a Jet, being like, in 2026, Sam Darnold will be the Super Bowl MVP favorite going into the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd make me the happiest man in the world.
And I would ask you, do you have do you have that Madden save backed up on hard drive? Is it in the cloud? Can I download it? It's pretty sick. Yeah, I feel like San Francisco was very fortunate to have it to be a 10-3 game at halftime, because like they dominated in the first quarter. They had the ball at San Francisco at the goal line stand in Q1, give them credit. But like they just moved the ball at will, and I just feel like they really didn't capitalize on some of these offensive opportunities.
The first drive they drove it all the way down. They didn't even score.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, in the first quarter they had the goal line stand. There were the couple of untimely turnovers too for San Francisco. I know Kyle, before we got on, you were talking about the bobble. He bobbled.
If he doesn't bobble there,
he did the
maybe
6-7.
the KBTs hits. And see it, because the Niners kick a field goal or something and keep it within 8.5.
Hey, I mean, I thought it was a lot. I really expected the scoring to explode in the second half. I thought it'd be close in the first, and then like it would just take off.
There was only 3 points in the second half.
It didn't at all. It just did not. San Francisco did have some injuries in this game. They had no Ricky Pearsall, no Trent Williams. So I mean, they're gonna get those buys back presumably.
Well, Ricky Pearsall played. He got
Sunday's
hurt in
game.
the game.
Yeah, he was that was mid. Was Trent Williams? That was the previous week.
Trent Williams was ruled out. He didn't play.
Yeah, okay. That was the previous week with Chicago.
Ricky Pearsall played and then hurt his knee.
Yeah,
so he gets hurt all the time.
At any rate, both of these teams are going to the playoffs. San Francisco would be going to Philly. Seattle gets the week off as the number 1 seed. All right, let's get into Sunday.
Purdy also was hurt on that last play.
I did see that. I didn't see. A
little banged up, slow to get up, looked in pain. We'll see what happens.
Hey,
he's questionable right now.
We've seen what happens when San Francisco quarterbacks go on the road in Philadelphia in the playoffs when they're not healthy. We've seen it already. So, just saying. Sunday there were 14 games. What do you guys think of like having 7 games on at 4:00? I actually kind of liked it.
I liked it. I liked having
I was a fan.
The 4:00 window.
I was a big fan. Not necessarily of the slate of games, even though we did have some good ones. I'll get a few of these out of the way. We can touch on Minnesota and Green Bay. Yeah, go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead, take over.
I love doing the rapid fire in the meaningless game.
Yeah, tell me.
Garrett got the record. We already talked about that. Congratulations, Myles Garrett.
Yep.
They also got 2 defensive scores. That was cool. Packers Vikings. Only relevant thing about this game was even though the Packers had no offense whatsoever, the Vikings, even though they won, they got the Tua turn the ball over of the week.
Yes. Yeah. All right. I'm so glad you came to your senses, because this was a terrible turnover.
Yeah, that was bad.
He like tripped on his own guy, got up, thought like he like tripped and like did a barrel roll, got up thinking that like, the play's over, and it clearly isn't. He gets slammed by 2 Packers, fumbles the ball, Packers recover.
He got lit up.
He was like, "What's going on?"
Bad plays in that game. Did you see the negative 19-yard?
Dude, Emmanuel Wilson. I had this written down. Bro, his stat line at one point was 6 carries, negative 19 yards. I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, he finished with like 40-something yards, but negative 19-yard rush. You had the Max Brosmer turnover. How about Green Bay avoiding the donut club by kicking a field goal with 1 second left? So that's some petty shit right there. Come on. Yep. I have the meme logo loaded up and ready to go for the season recap, and now I can't use it. Terrible. This was somehow 5 wins in a row for Minnesota, by the way, despite some of the worst quarterback play I think I've ever seen. Guys, I want you guys to take a guess. What was Max Brosmer's? So he appeared in 7 games this year, started in 2. What was his QBR this year? If you had to guess.
2.
All right, it's higher than 2.
Under 50.
It's higher than 2.
Under 25.
I'm going with like 40, 42.
42. Kyle.
37.
14.
Oh,
Wow.
I was closer with 2.
14. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
It's
he's
crazy, though. He won. He won. Like,
I know. That's what
2
I'm
or
saying.
3 games that he played in, though.
Terrible, dude.
Dude, fun fact: if the Packers had just lost to the Cowboys, the Vikings would have made the playoffs in this game.
If the Packers lost to the Cowboys, the Vikings would have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, because what they would be.
The Vikings, I think, would have had the tiebreaker over the Packers with this win.
Did they finish 9-7-1?
Yeah. Packers finished 9-7.
Well, they also would have played their starters in week 18, so it's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
This
Dallas would have also potentially played their starters too. Dallas would.
Yes, that is
play
true.
for
That would have changed a
Would
lot.
have made things a lot more interesting.
That would have changed a lot during the course of the season. But
yeah,
all right,
Packers were
continue with
Cowboys,
the rapid fire.
Giants. Giants mess up their tank.
Let's go Giants.
Love to see that.
Classic Giants. Help the Jets out. Give the Jets a second overall pick. Good for them.
Let's go Giants. NY for the Giants.
Go Giants. Cowboys played their stars in the first half, and then they
benched them. Joe Milton was
classic.
Pretty rough in this game. Pretty rough.
Jaguars destroy the Tennessee Titans, 41-7. Jaguars win the AFC South. Titans. Titans look decent to start. They were up 7-0, but Cam Ward got hurt, and then after that they completely.
So if you remember, Kyle, when we were talking last week, I said, "Oh, I think I like Titans first half spread," and I didn't end up betting it just because I didn't have enough in my account after I placed my other bets. And I didn't feel like depositing.
I don't think they covered. The Jaguars.
No, they absolutely did not. They absolutely did not cover the first half spread. They were on their way to covering because they scored the opening touchdown and then proceeded to get in the butt. But
got beat. Oh, yes. I had the worst beat in my life in this game. So I bet I did a little incentives bet to start the Sunday slate. So I bet Justin Jefferson over 50 yards so he could get 1,000. I bet Chase Brown over 50 yards. So he would get 1,000 rushing yards. And then I bet Tony Pollard 50 rushing yards. So he would get over 1,000. And he was at 49. And on the last carry he had in the game, he got -1. And I lost.
Oh my God. He finished with 998.
He finished at 48 for the game.
So 998 on the season. Damn. That's rough. Damn, Tony. You feel for your brother? You do feel for your brother Tony? Our Tony?
Not really.
Nah, screw him.
Yeah,
kick rocks.
I'm going to the 4:00 window.
Wait, you didn't mention
meaningless games.
You didn't mention Cam Little kicking a 67-yard field goal.
6-7.
6-7, bro.
You're right, 6-7.
So broke the record this year with a 68-yard field goal, and then he kicked a 67-yard field goal.
Unreal. Which broke the record for longest outdoor field goal.
Biggest and longest. For sure.
He's fun to watch.
So we're going to continue
hats off on your prediction, Kyle, because the Jaguars win the AFC South. They finished 13-4.
Prediction of the year.
You nailed their record. You nailed them winning the division. I think you deserved a hats off and a kudos for that. So hats off and kudos, even though I'm keeping my physical hat
on. Here we go. Colts, Texans. This game was exciting, but it was meaningless in the end. Actually, it wasn't meaningless. The Texans clinched the 5 seed with this win. Colts, Riley Leonard, he was dicing it up the field. Alex Pierce got ejected in this game.
Yeah, he had some nice deep
against
throws.
the ref.
Yeah, that's kind of I don't agree with that.
Dude, Alex Pierce is gonna get paid.
Barely touched him. Oh yeah,
he's gonna get paid.
I think so.
I think he's gone. I don't think he's staying with the Colts. I think he's gone.
Oh, he's definitely not. He's gonna be the highest paid receiver in this free agency market. Watch out.
Yeah.
I'd have to see before I agree with that. I don't know who else is a free agent. So.
Yeah, well, he is. Yeah.
Think you work
Jets, Bills. Josh Allen. I don't like this.
I had one more thing on the Colts game. Did you guys see the Colts? So they converted a 4th down with the punt team.
Oh, I did see that.
And then they ran another play with the punt team on the ensuing 1st down. Now, Houston was flagged for too many men because I think they were just like, what the fuck? Like, they were just so confused. It was a wild sequence, though, and I feel like I needed to share it with everybody. So if you didn't see it, go watch it.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah,
it was cool.
All right, next one, Jets, Bills. I was gonna ask your guys' opinion on this because I think it's kind of lame how Josh Allen just came out for a handoff and then went back to the bench.
Very
like,
lame.
extended
Is that all he
starting
did?
Streak.
It does not mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's lame.
Because he was there for the first snap. It counts. Like teams do this a lot. I don't like it. I think
So
it's lame.
what was the significance of him starting?
Because he currently has like a long starting streak. Like
Yeah, he's got a long streak, 135 straight games that he started.
Yeah.
Which I think it was only cool just because it was the last game at
Yeah,
home.
that's too. That's
Yeah.
But I think it was kind of lame for him to just go out
I
there
think
for
it's
one
kind
play.
of a lame to be like in this game.
I don't
for one
mind.
play.
I
They did
think
that
yeah,
with a
no.
bunch of players.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
it's lame that it was just the one play. I think if you want to start, do a sequence. Do a sequence.
Yeah,
and then
do
you
a
can
drive. Give him a
do
drive.
a drive. Do a drive. Correct.
Give him
I
a
agree with
drive. I want to see him drive.
that. I didn't really watch any of this game because it was like 35-0 for most of the time. But you know, this might be the
You
worst
didn't
Jets
miss
team in
much.
the century. I
Yeah.
I was keeping tabs just to see if they were able to pick off Mitch Trubisky, but Mitch Trubisky was out there looking like Patrick Mahomes. So I really didn't know it was Josh Allen until I looked at the screen a little bit more because that's how good he looks. But then I realized I was like, oh well, the Jets are probably not playing anybody significant anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Chiefs Raiders. There's a safety in this
Yeah.
game. That's exciting.
look at that.
The Raiders beat the Chiefs 14-12.
Yeah.
Chiefs
You guys
stink.
think?
Raiders
Yeah.
somehow stink less in this. Crazy.
You think Kelsey's gonna retire?
Yeah, I think he's done. He
think
wants to
so,
get
too.
married to Taylor Swift.
Probably.
Done.
Probably.
Done
The
I think
now.
Raiders, they locked up the 1 seed, the number 1.
Yes,
pick
they
before the
did,
game.
and they got the
Yeah,
win.
before they even played,
And
so they
they
got to
win.
play. They got to play to win.
That's
I have a
pretty
feeling
cool.
It would have been a different result if they didn't lock up the 1 seed before the game.
I
Oh,
agree.
Yeah, they would have sent out the punter instead of Daniel Carlson to kick the 60-yard
Yeah.
game-winning field
Yep.
goal. They'd be like, "All right, AJ Cole, your time to shine, baby." They're like, "What?"
Yeah.
But yeah, good for the Raiders to go out.
Good for the Raiders. They get the 1 seed and the win. I feel like that's a you don't get
Cardinals,
to see it every year.
Rams. Stafford throws 4 touchdowns to beat the Cardinals 37-20.
Yeah.
I honestly think like the touchdowns towards the last point of the play, because at that point they already kind of were locked as like the 5 seed. I think they were already gonna win. I think he was just doing that to help his MVP case.
Yeah,
It was a
probably.
close
I mean,
game.
and it's gonna be close
It
between
was
him
a
and
close
May.
game for most of it, but I think
Yeah.
towards the end he was just like
They were
yeah,
kind of
let's
they were
run on the
playing
score.
they were playing
Am
with
I
their
saying
food.
that because I had Cardinals plus 10.5 in my pick'em
yes,
league,
that's
and that would
exactly
have
why
helped
you're
me?
saying it.
Probably, but I think he's just trying to steal the MVP from Drake May. I fucking got asked about the freaking.
Yeah, I was
May
gonna
stat.
say, what's the glaze, Kyle? What's the
I
glaze?
don't know. I gotta find it.
Speaking
let me-
of, I gotta find it.
All right, well, hopefully I'll get it on time. But the next game, meaningless.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna skip the Patriots game. Yeah, okay. So the rest of them matter now, so we can go back down to the 1 o'clock window.
All right, where were we at?
Proxy war game. Proxy war.
Oh yeah, so the Saints and Falcons played on Sunday, and this game
NFC
was
South proxy war.
so it wasn't significant if the Panthers ended up winning, but because the Panthers lost, this game had a lot of meaning because let me set the scene for you. Atlanta 7-9. After the conclusion of the Panthers-Bucks game, each of those teams were 8-9. With Tampa Bay holding the tiebreaker over the Panthers. Now, head-to-head, right, there are, I think, it's division record, conference record, division record against common opponents, conference record, and then there's a few other ones after that. But when there's a 3-way tie, it goes to, or no, it's head-to-head, division record against common opponents, and then conference record when it's head-to-head. But when there's 3 teams involved, the first tiebreaker is division record, which means with the Panthers having a better division record than the Bucks, if the Falcons won, which they did, the Panthers go to the playoffs. So I picked the Saints in this game. I will preface that. I did pick the Saints in this game.
As did I. Love the shock. Don't you love
I
the shock?
was rooting for Atlanta.
I love the shock.
Yeah, dude, he's surprised me tremendously. I mean, he was
he's good.
like not touted at all this offseason. Like I looked a little bit into him and I was like, all right, he's probably a good guy. I don't know. Okay. Because who I can't even remember who the freaking it was
Desmond
Ritter, yeah. Desmond
Spencer
Ritter.
Rattler.
Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler.
Spencer, dude, he's a rat. That's why I forgot his name. Because he's a la rata. Spencer Rattler. Yeah, so he was the starter. That's another thing. Like, dude, Kellen Moore starting Spencer Rattler for most of the season. Okay, they could have been a competent team this year with Tyler Shaw. Maybe. He did throw a pretty bad
division
interception in the fourth quarter with like 3 minutes left. It was pretty uncharacteristically bad throw from what I've seen from him so far this season.
Yeah.
He just throws such a catchable ball that the guy was able to catch it.
Yeah, I know. But this one was kind of like back and forth for most of the time from what I was keeping. I should have been keeping a closer eye
And
on this
honestly,
game.
a
I don't
lot
know why
of the receivers, I know he does a catchable ball, but the New Orleans receivers, like Dewan Johnson, I thought was hilarious because he made this like stick catch, and then like the next target he got, he like dropped a gimme ball. And also, Chris Olave didn't play in this game. He had a blood clot, so hopefully he's healthy.
Oh,
but I think if Chris Olave played in this game, I think the Saints would have won.
You know, if I knew Chris Olave wasn't playing, I probably would have taken Atlanta. Probably.
I did know he wasn't playing, but I still picked the Saints. But the Saints covered the spread.
There you go.
Yeah,
hey,
I thought this game
covered 2.5.
I thought Bijan was gonna go off. Have a real good.
Yeah, so did I. He didn't really do much. He has those games. Where it's like you think he's gonna just, go off, and he just doesn't. Like the
Kyle Pitts, free agent this year.
Oh, he's gonna get paid. Especially
he's due for 6 touchdowns next year. Every year of his career, he increases his touchdown total by 1 touchdown.
I mean, is it just gonna be that one, game against what was the legacy game he had? Was it the Rams game?
No, it was the game against the Bucks.
Yeah, it was the Bucks game. That's on the Thursday night game.
Yeah, legacy.
Yeah, where we had the legacy game, like 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. I don't know. I think he'll get paid just the way he ended the season.
I mean, he was second for tight end receiving yards for the year.
Yeah, it's noteworthy, and he's a pretty good blocker. So I think he'll get it. I think he'll get it back.
I think he's gonna get paid.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of these guys are gonna get paid nowadays. A lot of these guys are getting paid. Kyle, I don't know how many games did we go through. Oh, you were waiting on the New England game.
I think that game ends the 1 o'clock window. We already went through all the rest of that.
And then New England.
We got Lions Bears.
Are you still waiting on New England? I presume.
No, it's a 4 o'clock window game. We're entering the 4 o'clock window.
What about New England? That is a 4 o'clock window game.
Yeah, but I was saying I guess we could touch it real quick.
No, because you were waiting for Ben.
I was waiting for Glaze. If it shows up, it shows up. I did see Ben this weekend. He says that Drake May is the second coming of Christ.
Yeah,
I presumed.
I presumed it'd be something to the effect of that.
Yeah,
something like that. I guess we can get into our birds real quick, Kyle. And how I want to literally die.
I think we disagree on this though. I'm fine with the fact that they bench the starters.
I'm not fine with the fact that they bench their starters. I think it's a losing decision to rest your starters.
Yeah, but what if somebody got hurt, Matt? Like Grant Katera got a bad injury. What if that was Dallas Goedert?
All right, well, here's my complaints about the officials in this game because they were fucking terrible again. The taunting call on Darius Cooper for literally spinning the ball after getting 1st and goal. Not a taunting. I've seen that done I've seen that done all the time. And then McKee threw a pick, so that's 7 points, maybe 3 off the board, but probably 7 off the board right there. The hip drop tackle against Grant Calcaterra. It's an illegal tackle. They made it illegal. It's explicit in the rules. That's a dictionary definition. They haven't, but it's dictionary definition. No flag. He had to leave.
That so they can fine people.
It's so stupid. Like if it's literally in the rules.
Once this year.
I've seen it called
once.
They do that
so they can fine people.
I've seen it called exactly one time, Kyle. Like it's a fucking joke. It really is. He had to leave the game due to an ankle and knee injury, possibly some damage to the MCL. So he's like, I mean. Might be a good thing, just considering how he's a big part of the reason why the run games have been taking a step back this year. But you never want to see a guy get injured, especially when it's an illegal tackle. And then you had a clear holding penalty against the rookie Ty Johnson on 3rd and 7. No call led to a Washington 1st and goal. And that was actually the go-ahead touchdown. This was a clear holding penalty. They said it right away on the broadcast. I don't know how you miss it. That's not the point I wanted to make, though. The point I want to make is how bad are the Eagles' backup cornerbacks? How freaking bad is Keely Ringo? And Ja'Cory Bennett, I was a big fan of him going into the season. Obviously, didn't turn out the way I expected him just because I don't feel like he got consistent play time. I know he was battling through an injury earlier in the year. They are absolutely terrible. I feel like more than half the penalties were called against our corners for DPI. And these were all good calls because they are DPI because our cornerbacks have no idea what
Yeah,
they're
this
doing.
is textbook definition of DP.
Yeah,
DPI.
literally. Yeah, DP. That's what should happen to both of them because they just need to wake up. I don't know. They need something. They need something, man. Keely Ringo, that was literally one of the worst plays I've ever seen where he literally like it's like when you take control of a player in Madden and your stick's already aimed the wrong way and then it's like, why is my guy running away from the play? Oh, it's because my finger was on the stick. That's literally what it looked like. It was that bad when Josh Johnson ran in the go-ahead touchdown. That was terrible. The DPI was terrible. His tackling performances were terrible. He in all likelihood will not be a Philadelphia Eagle next year, and I hope it's the case.
No, I think he still could because he's on his rookie year and he's a good special teamer.
Do not pick up that option. I think the ship has sailed.
It's not an option. He was a 3rd round pick. It's his 4th year.
Trade him. Cut him. I don't know. Get him out of here. Yes, but I think that the with the 2 seed on the line, I think that we should have played our starters for the first half. You want to bench him in the second half? That's fine. I know that they let Devontae play in the first quarter so that he could get 1,000 yards, and then he was out after that. So I don't know. Let's hope it works out. You know, I'm trying to be optimistic here. It's obviously not that big a deal. I think in the grand scheme of things, you have a home playoff game anyway. You know, so I get where you're coming from, Kyle. I just think it's a losing decision to not try and better your seeding in the playoffs.
I don't know. I personally think that if, God forbid, like the Bears had won, even if they did win, and like somebody got hurt, you'd be like, oh, this is an idiot. Why did he play his starters? I think it was a lose-lose situation regardless. In the end, I think obviously I have high hopes for the Eagles. Matt is not a real fan sometimes, so he does.
Hey,
I
realistic.
think they are still going to win the Super Bowl. I think they have a path regardless of the seed. And honestly, if they're going to win the Super Bowl, you got to beat anybody in front of you. So I don't think seeding matters as much. Also, I think, to be honest, I think the Packers have a decent shot to beat the Bears. I mean, the Eagles could potentially have another home game.
I don't think they had a decent shot to beat Philadelphia. I'll tell you that much. I think San Francisco has a way better chance of beating the Eagles.
I don't know, man. I honestly like the more I think about it, I like the Niners matchup more than the Packers.
That's unequivocally false. I could not disagree more. Why? Tell me why, though. Tell me why.
I think the Niners' defense is bad. It's very banged up. The weakness, obviously, for the Eagles is their offense. I think the West Coast team coming all the way to the East Coast after playing a big game on Saturday night. And then the Packers, obviously, they rested everybody this past week. So they're getting a little healthier. And the game against the Packers was close because the Packers have a solid defense.
It's a fair point.
I know Parsons isn't playing anymore. I don't know. I think everything happens for a reason, and I low-key like the matchup against them.
All right. I mean, your opinion, I disagree. I think the Packers defense, while they are rested, I think they're still reeling without Parsons. I don't think they have a lot of answers. Even if they're going up against, a guy who's calling plays, who's literally has his eyes closed and he's tossing the play calling sheet around in the air and picking a play at random. I still think, I don't think Jordan Love is putting up more than 10 points on this Eagles offense. We saw it already. They didn't this year. They were only able to put up 3 in Lambeau early in the year, and that was with Micah Parsons. I mean, despite the poor offensive performance that the Eagles put up that game, I think that this is a worse Packers defense that they're playing, or they would be playing this time around. I think the Eagles' run game has looked a lot sharper. It's looked a lot better these last few weeks. So I feel like that would help them. And again, I have to reiterate, I really just don't see Jordan Love in this Packers offense putting up more than 10 points on this Eagles defense. Because the Eagles, the difference between this team and 23, while the offense is, people are saying there are similarities between this year and the team from 23 when they had the collapse. This defense is elite, and I don't think anybody is arguing that. I don't think anybody's telling me this Eagles defense is not top 5.
Can carry this team to the Super Bowl. And honestly, like I said before, you have to play who you play. Obviously, what I want and what I think is going to happen is them go to the Super Bowl, which means they're the best team in the NFL, meaning they should be able to beat any team they play.
Fair point.
And honestly, I think they could beat this banged up Niners team.
Well, we'll get into the Niners game a little bit more because we are going to preview all the games. I guess we'll touch on the Bears game real quick, which I did pick Detroit because I wanted the 2 seed, and I did pick Philadelphia. Obviously, that one didn't work out, but the Lions do get the win. They end their season on a high note, 19-16. It's a feel-good win for Detroit. Feel-good win for your boy because I had my plus 800 future bet with that Detroit win. So thank God. Thank you, Detroit. Thank you, Jared Goff.
Nice.
The Bears. I don't know. Well, go ahead, Tom.
No, I was gonna say I think we missed one firing actually from earlier today.
Who got fired?
Lions offensive
Oh yeah, the
coordinator.
Lions fired their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, Johnny Morton.
Oh, I did miss that one. Good catch, Tom. Johnny Morton's gone. Well, I mean, look,
he lost his play calling duties halfway through the season, so
it's not. Yeah,
makes sense.
I was gonna say it's not like super shocking. Again, when you see a guy get canned after 1 year, I feel like you have to be like really, really bad. I don't think the issues lie primarily. I mean, you could definitely see the difference though between this Ben Johnson offense and the freaking Johnny Morton's offense. Definitely see the differences and whatnot, but I don't. They look pretty good. They looked pretty good in this game against Chicago. I was gonna ask you guys, like, have you guys seen anything from Chicago where you're kind of thinking maybe they're a bit phony at the 2 seed heading into the playoffs?
I think Chicago is their offense is legit. I think their run game is very solid with Monangai and Swift. And I think Caleb's been playing very well. Some of his throws he's made in the past few weeks have been like incredible to watch. But I just think their defense is very, very turnover dependent. Yeah. And I think if they do not win the turnover battle, they are not going to win a game. It's I kind of been saying it, alluding to it, but I think the Packers have a legit shot against them. The Bears did beat them early in the year, but they've played them twice, and the Bears have never had a lead at any point in the game against the Packers.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're not a 2 seed in my eyes. You can't count them out on any game.
They just seem to be there.
Yeah, they almost had a comeback in this game.
Yeah,
I thought they might have.
They're up 6. So Detroit was up 16-0, and they almost choked it away. I was about to throw my phone. I was like, oh my god, thank God, I'm gonna win. Eagles are gonna get the 2 seed. Obviously, the whole Philadelphia thing ended up playing out differently, but I was literally driving. I had to stop at my parents' house, and then I looked back at my phone. I'm like, how the hell is this game tied? It was literally not even. They didn't have any points 2 minutes ago, and now it's tied. Crazy. They can score like that, man. I know in this game, Caleb did set the Bears single season record for most passing yards, 3,942.
They crossed 4,000 yards though.
No, but he got close. He got close. So good year for Caleb. Good year for the Bears. What other game?
Dude, do you think? So I gotta ask because I heard this on the podcast, like a part of my Take podcast, great podcast. Do you think Bears will view this season as a success if they lose to the Packers, or will they be like
100%?
Oh yeah, you kidding me, dude? After 3 straight finishes and dead last in that division, yeah, hell yeah. Even if they lose,
yeah, but to lose to the Packers in the first game,
yeah, I know it sucks. That
would suck.
Yeah, it would suck. But like, come on, would you rather finish last and not have all the highs that you've had? I mean, they've had so many incredible wins this year. Like, come on.
True.
They've had 6 come from behind wins where they were losing in the last 2 minutes of the game. I think they have the most of all time, right? Pretty sure I saw a stat about that where they have the most wins when they were losing within 2 minutes of the game. So out of this crazy.
I guess I missed one game that was I didn't think it was meaningless.
Well, it was meaningful. It was the Denver game.
Yeah, Broncos, Chargers. Chargers didn't really play anybody.
No, they rested.
Had Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, baby.
They won.
Let's go.
It was closer than people thought. I don't know. This Denver team is weird because their defense is legit and their offense looks really good at points. But then they're also they just scream fraud. Have you ever watched?
So many close games.
I know.
They're good though in the close games.
Man, I've been saying it all year. Denver,
year. They have the home seed. Denver's a tough place to play.
They are, yeah. Dude. And really, the thing for me with Denver is their defense, right? I mean, you have Nick Bonito up front. I mean, they have a number of guys. Like, I know, was it Jaquan McMillan had a pick 6 in this game? Pat Surtain, home wrecker. Obviously, Nick Bonito having another fantastic season. They have a number of guys that can just wreck you. Like, they can take over a game. And I mean, and Kyle will attest to this, Tony. I've been saying it all year that this I'm waiting for this Broncos offense to fall apart because I feel like they are very situationally dependent on when they have these good drives. I've seen a lot of I always reference the Raiders game that Thursday night where they won 10-3, and I'm like, this is going to be the 1 seed, and they are the 1 seed because they did clinch the 1 seed with this win. But I always point to that game. And I'm like, this is the 1 seed. I've never seen a 1 seed play like that poorly against that team, like a team that's bad. I just don't know either.
I think they're gonna lose in the first round.
I could see it. I could see
it unless they play like the Steelers or the Texans, and that's how the cards fall. I can see the Bills being them.
I'm with you,
I can
Kyle.
see the Chargers. I can see the Jags. But I mean, I just think like if they end up playing the winner of Texans Steelers, then they're gonna probably make it to the AFC Championship.
I could see it. I really could. I'm not, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm not rooting against Denver in any mean. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Sean Payton just because of all the, Bounty Gate and all that stuff. And I think he's pompous sometimes, but I like Bo Nix. I mean, Bo Nix, by the way, became the only quarterback in NFL history to have 10+ wins and 30+ touchdowns in each of his first 2 seasons. So congrats to Bo Nix. That's tough.
That's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive. I mean, the guy.
Believer.
But I am a believer to an extent. I am a believer. I don't know. I just don't know. They're one of the biggest question marks to me heading into this postseason. To be perfectly honest, they really are.
I know one thing about this team. They are undefeated when they wear their orange Crush uniforms.
They should just rock those.
They can't wear them in the playoffs, though.
Playoffs.
Oh,
No, I thought you're allowed to wear one uniform in the playoffs.
It's either it's either home or away. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no alternates.
No alts. Yeah,
Cool.
which is stupid. I mean, what kind of rule is that? Like, just talk with the other team. The NFL is such. They have so many lame rules. They really do. Oh man, we should do a podcast about how the NFL is terrible. Be negative Nancy's the entire time. I mean, that's kind of me though when I bitch about the referees anyway. So we feel like we kind of get that a little bit. All right, we got one more game. I mean, this Baltimore and Steelers game. What an outstanding football game. What an outstanding.
What a great way to end off the season.
Dude, this was just a phenomenal football. I mean, Kyle, take us through it. Take us through it.
It was a great game. Ravens came up early. The Ravens had 3 touchdowns, and they were all off of like play action, broken coverage plays.
Wild. Yeah.
It was kind of crazy. I mean, I was watching this game, and I think when the Steelers got a field goal and it was 10-3, I was like, the Steelers are low-key moving the ball better than the Ravens. I kind of think I had the Steelers winning before the game started, and then I doubled down in the second half because I just felt the Steelers had great vibes. Yeah. And as soon as Kyle Hamilton got hurt, I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, that's one of the injuries we did miss.
Game.
They
were showing that in the second half. I think the broadcast brought up the stat line. I think the Steelers yards per play doubled. It went from 2.5 to 6 yards, and then their points also they had 10 points versus 3 points. So it's just kind of it was a huge difference maker. And I mean, Roger, the whole DK Metcalf, I was a little worried for a second that DK Metcalf suspension was going to cost the Steelers a playoff spot, because I think without DK Metcalf they had to do a lot of dink and dunk.
Oh
and
yeah,
honestly, it wasn't until Kyle Hamilton's injury that they were able to spread the ball further downfield, where they hit Calvin Austin.
I mean, Kenny Gainwell
touchdown. Yeah, and then there was that big Pat Freiermuth play that set them up for a touchdown. Oof. Kenny Gainwell, honestly, one of their probably their MVP on offense.
Oh yeah,
he's a goated player.
Oh yeah,
love Kenny G.
We're fans of Kenny Pickett here.
Asset.
Yeah,
not Kenny Pickett.
No, we're fans.
I do love Kenny Pickett though.
Kenny Gainwell.
Kenny Gainwell.
Well, no, he led the team in targets, receptions, and receiving yards. Only 64, but I mean, yeah, like you said, it was just dink and dunk central, really, and they didn't really open up the field until later in the game when that Hamilton. I mean, I agree with you. I feel like the Hamilton injury changed everything.
The Hamilton injury. If Hamilton get hurt, I think the Ravens probably win this one.
I do too.
They might be winning it going away.
Well, I was like, look, if the Ravens
also, if
get a stop, they
could
come
kick
out.
a field goal.
Well, all right, look, wide right, I get it. I actually saw a really funny picture my buddy sent me. It was a picture of the upright, and on the right and left of the upright, it's Harbaugh's fired, and then right in the middle it said Tomlin fired, which is essentially, I think essentially that's kind of, I feel like in the alternate reality where Luke makes the field goal, it's probably how it would have played out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think we said that last pod.
Right.
I know I said it, that I said the losing coach of this game is probably fired or let go.
I thought it was less likely that Tomlin would get fired if they lost.
Well, KB Grapevine, I've heard this is Tomlin's last year. I heard he's going to TV.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Tomlin firing is off the table just yet. If they don't win this first,
neither do I. Neither do I.
No, I don't think so either. I heard he wants to go to TV really bad.
I think especially with, you're not too sure how Aaron Rodgers, what he's going to do, because he loves the spotlight. Tony, you can attest to that. He loved the spotlight.
Oh yeah.
So
I know that way too well.
yeah. So you know that he's gonna milk this shit this offseason. Like, oh, am I gonna come back? Am I not gonna come back?
Yeah.
I would love to see the Steelers kind of sit down with Tomlin and be like, hey, Rodgers goes, you go, but we're asking you first, because Tomlin will give them a straight answer. I feel like they're either gonna you just don't wait. You don't wait with the head coach. You can wait with a player, but you don't wait with the head coach. So I feel like they're gonna talk to Tomlin first. But no, with the loop thing, right? I mean, good snap, good hold. He just kind of kicked behind it, caught it thin. I feel bad because he's been a solid kicker this whole year, right? Like, he's been pretty good. I mean, they had Justin Tucker for all those years until he decided to, be a rapist essentially. But I feel like he stepped in. I feel like he stepped in. I'm calling a spade here. He's stepped in very nicely for Justin Tucker. I think a big part of this had to do with the priest blessing the end zone before the game with the holy water.
Did you see where the ball landed?
Dude,
it hit right where the priest,
right where he like. Tell me that's
crazy.
not a coincidence. Tell me that's not a coincidence. Look,
I was a Steelers fan.
If you don't believe in a higher power, this could be your best proof. This could be your start.
Lamar Jackson.
Yes, correct. This could be your start of. It doesn't have to necessarily be the Christian or Catholic God. It could be any. You could believe in football gods. Could. Who knows? I think that's pretty good evidence.
It was a Christian priest, though.
Right, but I'm trying to be what's the word? Inclusive.
Inclusive, yeah.
Inclusive. All football.
Podcast very inclusive of all religions.
Yeah, I'd say most of them. We're just not gonna name which ones. No, I'm kidding. We don't care. We love gods. We love no gods. I'm gonna stop talking. I said in this game, I said if Derrick Henry had at least 20 touches, they would win. They were in position to do so. So I feel like they, obviously they didn't win. Henry had 20 carries in this game, 126 yards. Did not score on the ground, but did have 20 plus carries, and he was effective. So, I feel like he put the Ravens in the position.
Yards.
Dude, he's in. And you know what the crazy thing is I feel like he's clearly lost a step from previous years too, and he's still this good.
And he's still second in the league in rushing.
First ballot Hall of Famer for sure. He's definitely one of the best to ever do it at the position, at least in my opinion. And I think us growing up, I think we both, I think all three of us would agree to that.
Definitely a Hall of Famer.
Yep, for sure.
Last true bell cow back of the.
I know, dude. You see a lot of these teams now. They just don't have a guy. They have two or three guys, and I mean even the Steelers themselves, they're one, right? They can't really decide between Jalen Warren and Kenny Gainwell on a game to game basis. I feel like they have some sort of consistency now where they're relying on Kenny Gainwell a little bit more in the passing game, and then Warren gets primarily out of the backfield to get most of the touches.
I hope Kenny Gainwell gets to be like the pure starter.
I do too.
Because he's a free agent after this
year. I really do.
I love Kenny Gainwell.
Who's a big part of that. He's going to be a big part of that going forward too. So, so Steelers take this one 26-24. They are going to the playoffs. Baltimore going back to the couch to watch their team, to watch the Steelers play. Cancun could be. All right, Kyle, do you want to get the tease out of the way first?
Let's hit the tease right out of the way.
All right, let's do the tease.
I mean, there's only 6 games to choose from. I know the KBT's objectively horrible.
Well, so
year. Only one
in 18.
However, I will say last year in the playoffs, in the wild card and divisional round, because divisional round is the last week we could do it. The KBT's very good, undefeated. So hopefully that luck is new. A new year, new KBTs.
New year, 2025 was not it.
First game, I already alluded to it. It's going to be Packers plus 8.5. It's a divisional game. I think the Bears are not as good as people think. I think the line clearly shows that. Actually, right now, I think the Packers favored right now?
Yeah, wait, what are you talking about? I was going to say.
Oh, boy.
You're saying Chicago plus 8.5?
No, I took the Packers. I didn't realize that the line
Packers
changed.
No, it didn't change. They opened as the favorite.
No, I thought Chicago opened as the favorite. I could have swore because I made this bet almost immediately.
No, sir.
I'm checking the tease because I did make it already.
I don't believe that's the case, but you tell me.
Yeah, the Bears opened as the favorite. I got Packers plus 8.
What?
Look at that, folks. So there's the ring, but
wow.
I have that the Packers. 8. I have that the Packers opened as the favorite at -1.5.
Well, that's not what I have.
I don't know which book.
MGM.
Well, you can't use it
Stops me
anymore.
from going my gambling addicted to the casino.
I don't know.
Yeah, Bears open at -1.
So
Now it's Packers -1.
We can't use that line though. At +8.5.
I don't care. I'm still actually then do Bears. Whoever's the dog in that, just take the points there.
Chicago +8.5.
I low-key think the Packers are gonna win.
All right.
I like Packers +8 more than Chicago +8, but either way, I think it's a touchdown game.
Well, you get the half point.
Gonna be one of the more entertaining games of the weekend.
It'll be a fight them out. You know, I feel like it'll play out kind of similarly to the last one, maybe a little bit more scoring. The last time these guys met at Lambeau, the Bears had that unbelievable comeback victory. So I feel like, I mean, we'll get into the preview. I don't want to stop you if you're gonna go.
All right, here we go. Next game, Bills Jaguars. In my opinion, this is the AFC Championship. I think the winner of this game will go to the Super Bowl.
It's a good take.
And I like that the Jags are a dog. Jags low-key the hottest team in football. 9-game win streak, beating their opponents by 18 points. How are they a dog at home? Give me Jags +8.5. I think Buffalo can still win this game. Buffalo is obviously everybody's team of destiny. They're the only real team that feels like they have to win the Super Bowl or else the season's a complete failure, especially now that Lamar, Burrow, and Mahomes are all not in the playoffs for the AFC.
Yeah.
So, but either way, though, I love this Jags team. I've been saying it all year. I've been saying it before the year. Jags is a dog there. Give me Jags +8.5.
Yeah.
Next game is this is just classic KBTs. Got to add the Eagles in there. I already said I like the Eagles against the Niners. Give me the Eagles +2.5. I think, yeah, it's 2.5 now, right? Because it's 4.5.
4.5 right now currently. I have 4.5.
Yeah, so 4.5.
Not technically the smartest bet.
Yeah, it'd be 2.5. Not necessarily the smartest bet, but I do like it. Matt and I will be in attendance. Eagles are currently 9-0.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you said that.
When I'm at a home game in the Eagles Stadium.
We're going.
Jenny, my sister, will be going as well. She is currently 2-0 when the Eagles are playing and she's in attendance. So I like the Eagles there. I really like it. And then the last one.
Shocker.
This is because I like the Chargers +10.5 against the Patriots.
Yes.
60%. Right now, I think against the spread, I think it's 65% when it's a quarterback who's played in a playoff game versus a quarterback who has not played in a playoff game. I think New England's schedule they've been schedule merchants low key. I know we have the Drake May Glaze and we love Drake May on this podcast, but I think low key the Patriots haven't really played anybody tough. The Patriots have the same amount of wins against teams with winning records as the Raiders. They have less wins against teams with winning records than the Giants. So just keep that in mind. But I think the Patriots.
That's gross.
I think the Patriots probably will still win, but I don't see them blowing out this Chargers.
That's
game.
a damning stat. Give me the Chargers.
Right,
holy smokes!
How many games have they played against winning teams? I think it's only 3.
It's like a crazy. And 2
of
them are Buffalo.
2 of them.
I think they're only 1 and 2 against.
Yeah, and 2 of them are Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
so
undefeated on the road too, which is crazy.
They played the Buffalo Bills twice and the Steelers. Every other game they played, it was a good team against a losing record.
Wow.
I'm going to get to that game in a minute. We're going to go through all the games. We're going to preview all of the games this time because there's only 6 of them, and it's the playoffs, and that's what we do here.
So yeah, that's the KBTs.
I guess go ahead. Do the rundown.
I shame that I got it ahead. Obviously,
I didn't look.
Lines moved.
I saw that it opened at.
I'll say true. I'm gonna say the underdog in this game because I can say it's still gonna be a pick'em. Whoever it is, by the time you place the bet, I think is the play. Hopefully you get Packers. I like that slightly better, but either way, I don't think you can go wrong. So basically, underdog. Whoever the underdog is when you bet. Currently, it's the Bears. I got it as the Packers.
Okay.
Then it's Jags +8.5 against the Bills. Eagles +2.5 against the Niners, and then Chargers +10.5 against the Patriots.
There we go. Perfect.
Sounds like a winner.
Sounds like a bet that will be placed. I will say that much. We'll see. It's been rough this year, Kyle. I know it's been rough this year.
It's been a rough year.
We're gonna let you ride it just because it's been such a meme this year. So we're gonna let you finish the year. We're gonna go back. We're gonna have
strong though, you know.
Well, we'll do.
Raiders finished with a win. Why can't the KBTs?
We'll just do what we'll do what Aaron Glenn said they're gonna do with the Jets. We'll exhaust all of our resources. We'll exalt every option that we have available, whether that be through outside help or different sports books, we'll or parlay boosts or whatever. We'll exalt it. We'll exalt all possibilities next offseason.
I
and
didn't
we'll still
realize
make
the
the wrong
line
decision.
moved to the
Probably.
Packers being a favorite. That's kind of wild.
Probably. All right. Wild card preview. Super wild card weekend. Playoff football is back. I am so great excited. I just want to watch playoff football all day long. Let's start on Saturday. 4:30. The 5 seed Los Angeles Rams taking on the 4 seed, the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. Los Angeles is getting 10 points on the road. My initial pick is going to be the Rams in this game. Devontae Adams is coming back at the perfect time. I really don't think the Rams offense has slowed down considerably with him in absence. I mean, Carolina had to basically play a perfect game last time to beat him. They had to force the 3 turnovers. They had to go on the game-winning drive. They really didn't stop Los Angeles outside of the 3 turnovers either. So, and I know that they've struggled to get to the quarterback all year. I know it's been a big emphasis for them in the offseason, and they did get Derek Brown back this year, but I just feel like it's not going to be enough this time. I feel like this Rams team I feel like they're going to win and cover, essentially.
I don't know. I think Panthers might cover.
I don't know. I'm not
play for. I don't know. I like Bryce Young.
I like this. I like this Panthers team.
This Rams team, I don't know, man. I don't. They lost to Atlanta. The Cardinals game was closer than people thought, and that Cardinals is like a dead team. And they collapsed against Seattle. They already lost to this Panthers team. I can see the Panthers covering here. People don't expect it. I'm sure.
But do you see them winning? Do you see them winning?
I wouldn't say never, but I think the Rams are probably going to win. I don't know if they're not going to win comfortably, but I think the Rams are going to
win. Fair enough.
It's got to be the Rams. Way too much firepower on offense, and I don't see them going and losing to Carolina again.
That would be.
I don't think too many turnovers the first game they had. I don't see Stafford doing that again.
They're going to clean it up. I'd have to imagine they're going to clean it up, especially in the playoffs. All right, so it looks like we're all riding with the Rams in that one. The next Saturday game, 8 p.m., we've got the 7 seed Green Bay Packers taking on the 2 seed, the Chicago Bears. That just sounds wrong. 2 seed Chicago Bears. That sounds like a Madden sim shit. That sounds like not
It sounds to me like the Packers are going to win.
So Packers are getting 1.5 on the road. Kyle, tell me about your Packers if you feel so confident about them.
I think the Packers, they got a little rested up. As I said earlier, the Bears have never led against the Packers team. The Packers game that they won, they needed an onside kick. They needed to go into overtime. They needed to stop the Packers in overtime to get the ball back to throw a moon ball to DJ Moore. And Jordan Love didn't play in that game. He got hurt very early on.
It's fair.
And the Bears just potentially lost CJ Gardner-Johnson this game. He got injured in that game.
Yeah, I did see that. That was nasty.
I think this Packers team matches up well against this Bears team. I think the Packers, obviously, I think they're probably like juiced up to play the Bears again after how they lost last time. This game is gonna be close. I see how the Packers moved to be favorites. Obviously, I jumped on the line before, not thinking it was gonna move. The Packers being favorite, but I like the Packers in this game.
That you got that line at plus 1.5 in Green Bay.
Pretty sure I bet the KBTs as soon as the Steelers game.
I know, but dude, I looked at it that night because I was curious about what the lines opened at, and immediately I saw the Packers as the favorite like that night. So I was surprised to see you having it on a different line.
Let's see when I placed the bet. I might have honestly placed it I did place it during the game.
That's
I placed it last night. No, I placed it last night at 8:30.
What? Last night? I looked at it Monday and I saw on a lot of. No, I didn't look at DK. I only saw it on the score and what my buddy sent me, but I did see Chicago was not the favorite. I'm a bit surprised that Chicago is the home dog. I think I'm leaning Chicago in this game. I think it's a matter of 3 things. Can the Bears continue to get these timely turnovers? Can they get after Jordan Love? Because they have struggled, I feel like, in recent weeks to get after the quarterback. I feel like that's a big reason that
the whole season they low-key even their defense is their weakest thing. If the Packers do not win the turnover, if the Bears do not win the turnover battle,
they're not going to win.
They will lose this game.
Yeah.
And that just be reliant on winning the turnover battle is too fluky for me. So that's why I'm
Why-
picking the Packers.
I think another thing too is like, can the Packers stay healthy for an entire game? Because I feel like every time it's either like Christian Watson, Jordan Davis, or Jordan Love, Malik Willis. You know, just somebody gets hurt, someone gets banged up, whether it be a defense or offense. You know, so I'm surprised Chicago's the home dog. I'm leaning Chicago. Tony, what are you thinking in this one?
I'm going. It's gonna be a good NFC North matchup for sure, but I'm gonna go with the Packers here.
Packers.
I think the extra help, the extra rest definitely helps with the Packers. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, they were banged up. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I'm going Packers. Potential bad weather for this game too. Rain.
That's
sleet.
another thing. That's another
So,
thing. Is like these
It should be exciting. It'll be
crazy
fun,
bad
but I think
Chicago
Packers.
weathered. Ugh.
Yeah.
Count me out for that. I mean, I'm sure those Chicagoans have fun. They can have fun all
Yeah.
they want. I ain't sitting in that shit. We already did it this year with the Raiders game. I ain't doing that shit again. Cold
that was
and wet.
cold, bro.
I had
Yeah,
waterlogged feet
rough.
that were frozen afterwards. I'm not doing that shit again.
My feet are still low key kind of messed up from that. I feel like my feet are get cold easier.
Gave this guy hand, foot, mouth.
Gave him
Hand, foot,
frostbite.
hand,
Not
foot.
again.
Yeah, give him
Frostbite.
foot. Triple foot injury. Kyle, Sunday, 1:00. The Buffalo
The
Bills.
AFC Championship and the wild card round.
It could be the
I think the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl and represents the AFC in the Super Bowl.
The 6 seed Buffalo Bills had taken on the 3 seed Jacksonville Jaguars. Bills getting 1.5 on the road. I'll tell you right now, Kyle, I'm currently leaning Buffalo. I do want to look into this one a little bit more. This game is going to be so much fun, and I cannot wait to watch it. This is a fantastic first round matchup.
I can't wait to be watching this at the link
at the
parking
tailgate.
lot.
Yes. So I feel like the question here is, right, can Josh Allen and the Bills take care of the football? We all know Jacksonville is one of those teams, right? Jacksonville's second most turnovers they forced the second most turnovers in the league. You know, we have the best rushing offense for Buffalo versus the best rushing defense for Jacksonville. And I feel like a big part, like I said, in playoffs, who can run the ball better? And that's a big part of this game is Buffalo going to be able to rush against this Jacksonville defense? I believe the answer will probably be yes. But I mean, I'd like to get your guys' takes on this game because I'm not sure to pick yet.
I'll start then. I will say for the Bills, I know the big thing for most of the year was the Bills defense. Low-key, the Bills defense I think has been playing better. I think the big thing for this Bills team that I think is going to limit them is honestly the receivers. Ian Coleman is clearly a bust. The rest of their guys are just kind of jags, no pun intended there.
Quite literally.
But I just think that the Bills and Josh Allen clearly has some kind of foot injury. He missed obviously a big throw against the Eagles 2 weeks ago. He obviously didn't play in this past game, even though it really didn't mean much. I think that the Bills offense honestly will be potentially what lets them down in the playoffs. But I mean, Josh Allen does play lights out in the playoffs, and this Jags team is, again, like I said, one of the hottest teams in football going into the playoffs.
You're not wrong.
Won 9 straight, have a huge point differential, averaging 18-point differential these past 9 weeks during their win streak. Trevor Lawrence is low-key been playing like an MVP. I'm pissed I traded him away in Dynasty. Like, as soon as I traded him away, he became a god. The Jacoby Myers trade obviously worked out great for them. I'm shocked that they're a dog. I understand everybody loves Buffalo. It's definitely a part of it. And Josh Allen is the best quarterback in these playoffs. So, and obviously the Bills are in do or die mode to win the Super Bowl. It'd be obviously the most disappointed fan base if they lost. But I think this is going to be a great game. I think it could be either way. I think the winner of this, as I already said, goes to the AFC Championship game. And so those are kind of my thoughts on it. Tony, if you want to say who you think, I'm picking the Jags though. I think I'm gonna pick the Jags.
I like the pick. I do.
Yeah, this one hurts for me to pick, but I'm going with Buffalo here. A little bit of unusual circumstances for them. They're used to winning the division and playing at home in the playoffs, but
that is true.
Looks like that's not going to happen this year. But I think it's kind of now or never for the Bills. No Lamar, no Mahomes, no Burrow, no I mean, they got Drake May still.
But come on, like
to worry about. I know, but I'm going with the Bills. I think it's now or never for them, and I think this is one of those games where Josh Allen just takes over.
I could see it.
Buffalo.
I mean, how sickening would it be for Josh Allen not to get to his first Super Bowl with, like Tony said, Lamar's out of the playoffs, Burrow's out of the playoffs, Mahomes out of the playoffs. All three of the guys that have literally kept you out of the Super Bowl are all gone. It is your year. Now, to your point, though, Tony, you made a good point here. When's the last time we saw, I don't think we've ever seen it, Josh Allen on the road in the first round of the playoffs. I don't think we've ever seen it. You know?
Yeah, first round, I think the first time they made the playoffs.
No, the first time they made the playoffs, he was on the road against Houston, and they lost.
I think they got blown out, yeah.
No, it was a close game.
I think they
lost. I think they lost by a touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I got this game circled. Kyle, we have to find some way to watch the entirety of this football game, whether that be just in the park. We might have to bring like a TV antenna or something. I gotta watch this game.
I have the NFL mobile app. So
there you go.
NFL Plus. Watch on that.
Bro, I could bring. Do we have a generator or something? I could plug in a TV. I'm dead serious. I am dead serious. We'll be in talks, but I guess that's a good transition to our next game here. Sunday, 4:30. We've got the 6th seed San Francisco 49ers taking on the 3 seed Philadelphia Eagles. Kyle and I, as we alluded to, will be in attendance once again. We're running it back. I've got the proverbial banners up here from last year's playoff run. I don't think I'll be this could be the only game that they play at home. So I don't think that we're going to be going to all, if there is another home playoff game, I don't think we're going to be fortunate enough to do it this year, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Never.
Now, I said I might take San Francisco. I'm leaning Philadelphia, obviously. I'm probably going to take Philadelphia. I mean, with
Matt
this,
did say he was thinking San Francisco right.
I was thinking about it. I didn't say I would.
Right after he was thinking about it.
I was thinking about it. That's a very important distinction between actually doing it and thinking about it, which I am thinking about it currently.
I don't know. And some people think thinking about cheating is cheating. So
that's not cheating.
I don't know. Some people think that.
Yeah, who? Sam at game night?
No.
That's literally it. That's it.
People think about that. I don't know.
Anyway, the reason I'm thinking about San Francisco is with this Eagles offense. I mean, I'm still not over the Buffalo game, man, and how poor they performed. On a week-to-week basis, you never know what you're going to get from this Kevin Matula-led offense. I've been saying it all year. It's a domino effect, right? The play design, the play calling. This man is clearly not fit to be an offensive coordinator. They've stuck with him for whatever reason, but I just don't think he's suited to be a coach in the NFL. I think it's a domino effect from there. I think he's been limiting Jalen Hurts' ability to really just do what he did last year, which is, I mean, yes, hand the football off, but contribute to the run game, be the threat on the ground, and then when
I think now that it's the playoffs, like you don't have to. I mean, you could do this the pothead theory, but now it's the playoffs. You don't have to limit the playbook. Let the whole playbook out.
Well, yeah,
I think Jalen's gonna run more in the playoffs now that it's the playoffs. Who cares if you get hurt?
We'll see about that. But I will guarantee you one thing. I definitely think Brock Purdy's throwing at least 1 interceptions. I can almost guarantee that because this Eagles defense is elite. I still do need to think about who I'm picking here. You said, Eagles get 20. They probably win. I probably don't disagree with that if they get 20 points. But I'm leaning Philadelphia. So I know, Kyle, you're going with Philly, but
elaborate. Birds all the way.
Elaborate.
Go Birds.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I figured as much.
That's a real fan right there, guys.
Tony, what are we doing in this one? We leaning Philly, we leaning San Francisco.
I'm going with Philly.
Philly.
Tough place to play. Niners, way too many injuries going on. Obviously, Purdy got banged up a little bit last game. Yeah, I think Niners are toasting this game. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm leaning towards Philly. And you guys,
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Got to see a win.
I don't like seeing playoff losses in person. Knock on wood, I haven't seen one yet. So, well, actually, no, it's not true. At home
game.
At home, I have not seen a playoff loss. So,
I haven't seen a loss at home.
Ever?
No, I said I'm 9-0.
That's crazy. That's actually nuts.
That's why go Birds.
That's why go Birds. That's why. All right, let's move on here. Sunday night, 8:00. We've got the 7 seed Los Angeles Chargers taking on the 2 seed New England Patriots. Patriots only getting 3.5 on the road. Now, Kyle, you said they got the Chargers and the Tease. I think I'm leaning Los Angeles in this game.
To win.
To win. I need to do more research on this one. My mind's not made up, but I am leaning the Chargers. Here's why. And you kind of alluded it to with the reason why you were picking the Chargers and the Tease. This is, I think, by far and away the best defense that the Patriots have faced all year. Like, I don't think it's even really close. Now, I know the Chargers offense has struggled on the road, and they have struggled against really good defense. Obviously, Exhibit A would be the Eagles game where they struggled tremendously. Now, they did get the win, obviously, because of the Eagles' own offensive struggles, but also because of the good Chargers' defensive performance. I think Kamani Vidal and Amarian Hampton both being ready to go will be incredibly crucial. I think it's a huge boost for this Chargers offense, and I think a lot of people are underestimating both of them being on the field at the same time. For New England, I think the key to win is going to be shutting down the run game. New England, historically, they have done well against the run. They've only given up the sixth least amount of rushing yards per game. But I think a large part of that is because they've played a lot of poor teams this year, and they've been up by so many points that you find that a lot of teams are, in fact, throwing the ball against these, against this Patriots team late in the game. So I am leaning Chargers in this game. I think they're in position to pull off the upset. I'd love to get your guys' take, though, because I might be going out on a limb here. I don't know. I've been told I'm crazy for this one.
I'm going to have to agree with you, Matt. I like the Chargers.
Yeah, let's go, Tone.
I don't like the Patriots.
Well, all right. I take that with a grain of salt.
I think the Drake May magic runs out. They haven't played any good teams this year, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Chargers. I think Herbert's gonna have a good game. I think he gets the ball out quick because the Chargers O-line is kind of pretty.
I know, man.
I saw they had 29 different combinations at offensive line this year.
Dude, could you imagine if they had even one of Slater or Joe
one of All and Slater? Yeah,
it could be so different.
I'm
going against you guys. I know I picked the Chargers to.
It's very fair.
I like them. I like them to potentially even cover 3.5. But I think the Patriots still win this game. I think Foxborough is a tough place to play. Traveling all the way to the West Coast. I went to the East Coast from the West Coast.
Yeah.
Chargers team is very banged up. I think their O-line is bad. I think the Patriots have a decent pass rush with Harold Landry and our Super Bowl boy Milton Williams. I think the Patriots. I think this is a rude awakening for them. I think that this game is close. I think this game is tight, but I think Drake May has the stuff to pull it off. And honestly, Herbert hasn't shown a clutch factor in the playoffs as much as
you're not wrong.
People say it doesn't really matter, but he's been not good on when the lights are the brightest. So I think the Patriots win a close one here. Obviously, that's why I picked the Chiefs. I wouldn't be shocked if the Chargers win, but I think with the O-line injuries and everything, I don't think they had the firepower to compete with the Patriots. But I think the Patriots win in a close one.
It's fair. It's fair. I think New England's obviously the safe pick here. I don't know. I got to think about this one a little bit more, but I am leaning the Chargers in this one, so we'll see. There's got to be at least one upset. I don't think it's going to be straight chalk. Speaking of straight chalk, though, we got the final game Monday night, 8:00. We've got the 5-seed Houston Texans taking on the 4-seed, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Houston's getting 3.5 points on the road yet. I'm not too sure about this one. I'm not sure. This is the pedigree of Aaron Rodgers versus the elite Houston defense. We all know this Houston defense, again, along with Jacksonville, one of the hottest teams in football. 9 straight wins for Houston heading into the playoffs. I think it is noteworthy that C.J. Stroud, while his play has kind of been up and down this year, I know, Kyle, you and I kind of alluded to the potential soft benching situation when they started winning with Davis Mills. Stroud is 2-0 on Wild Card Weekend, though, and he's historically played well in the playoffs. He has good stats. So this would be his 5th playoff game in his young career. I got to think about this one a little bit. I wish I saw more from Pittsburgh. Now, I know Pittsburgh's getting Metcalf back. The offense is going to change.
Metcalf back is huge.
It is astronomically huge. So I'm not going to sit here and act like this is the same Steelers offense we've been seeing for the last 2 weeks, because it's not. This is going to be more in line with the offense that we saw against the Detroit team that put up, close to 500 yards. Now, obviously it's Detroit, take that with a grain of salt, but I think this team is astronomically different with DK Metcalf in the lineup. And they're at home, and it could be Aaron Rodgers' last game of his career. We don't know yet. I think he's going to be a little bit extra motivated to go out there and get the win. So I got to think about this one a little bit more. I'm not leaning either way yet, so I can't really make a call on this one, but Love to get your guys' thoughts.
Howard.
Hey, the pick will be made. Rest assured,
Oh,
my friend.
I gotta pick it later.
Rest assured.
Meanwhile, me have to pick my KBTs on Tuesday.
You made that rule. I could post it after. You could talk
because
about.
I'm trying to help the people, and obviously I failed at that this year.
Yeah, well, neither here nor there.
Provided entertainment to the people.
Oh, of course, yeah. Oh, it's you should come to the
It's
bar
an
more.
entertainment podcast.
You're a big talking point at the bar every week because of that. Now, but as a winner, who are we taking?
I'm leaning Steelers, to be honest.
Leaning Steelers.
I thought the Steelers, like, low-key been playing very well this past month. I think obviously the deficiencies on offense these past 2 weeks have been more on the Metcalf side. Watching the game last night live, I got a gut feeling about the Steelers team. I feel like they're gonna win one for Tomlin. I think I heard Pat Freiermuth interview in the locker room. He said this is great honor for playing him one last time, and they're like, "Oh, what do you mean by that?" He's like, "You know what I said." I have inklings that Tomlin, regardless, is out this year, even if they do win it all, because I think he's tired of coaching. And the players fight hard for him. And honestly, this Texans offense has been like kind of their Achilles heel all year. And I think the Steelers with the TJ Watt coming back, I don't trust this Texans offense. And I could see the Steelers winning here in an upset because Pittsburgh's a tough place to play.
I could see it. Tony, you seen it the same way as Kyle, or what are we thinking here?
Yeah, well, this is definitely a tough one. Getting Metcalf back definitely helps out because there's a huge gap between Metcalf and the rest of the Steelers receiver core.
For sure.
I mean, who's after him? Calvin Austin and
Calvin Austin, baby, wide receiver 14.
Adam Thielen, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah, it's a huge,
Adam Thielen.
Huge difference. But I think it's going to come down to the defenses, and I think the Texans have a better defense. They're going to have Rodgers running around like a little rat that he is. But I'm going Texans in a close, low-scoring game.
Texans in a low close.
It should be a good one.
I think the under is the play here.
Yeah,
it's the lowest over-under.
I'm not sure what it is. I mean, that makes sense in my eyes, at least. That makes
39.5.
It's a lot, yeah. They're probably going to nail that, though. I mean, first to 20 probably wins. I'll tell you this, if the Steelers put up 20, they win. I think the Steelers put up 20, they win.
Yeah, probably.
So that is Wild Card Weekend. Like I said, Kyle and I will be in attendance for the 49ers and Eagles game. Can't wait for that one. Gonna have a hell of a time. So I'll be filming all that and whatnot. Before we wrap up, we do have one more thing. And I got a bit of inspiration from my girlfriend Liz. She made a good observation about our cat who was sitting on the floor. You know how they do that loaf thing where they tuck their front paws, everything. And she said, you know what, Tilly? Well, you don't know, but Tony, you know what I'm talking about because you're a cat owner. They do that little loaf thing. All cats could be football shaped. It's an observation, and in theory, I think it makes sense, right? They do the little paw tuck thing. They get very, very. I mean, it's not too cylindrical, but it's not unlike a football, I think. So, I mean, I think if a cat were in theory to stay loaf shaped, you could spiral it like a football. That's just a thought I had. Heading into the playoffs. Very scientific.
You like to throw cats?
I didn't say I like to throw cats. No, I did not say that.
It's implied, though.
I said if they were more football shaped, then it would be on the table.
That's fair.
If I'm not talking about down. I'm not Aaron Rodgers throwing it downfield 60 yards Hail Mary. You know, maybe just be the other person in the room. You know, no, you don't want to endanger the cat. I'm not implying that. You know, if I were in the pocket and Myles Garrett's coming after me and I got flushed out of the pocket and I got to throw a Hail Mary. I mean, A, I'm probably not reaching the end zone. B, I'm definitely not reaching the end zone with a cat. But I'm not throwing the cat. I'm taking the sack. I'm kneeing because that man will destroy me and will destroy my cat. So, food for thought. Tony, what is your one more thing?
My one more thing, it's gonna be directed towards you actually.
Oh,
we got these nice.
Woo!
Love Picks merch.
I think we should get some more Picks merch going. Get
some hats
involved, a couple T-shirts.
Yeah. I teased it. I did tease it last year, and I didn't.
I thought you were gonna say that he needs to do his punishment. He hasn't done it yet.
I don't have a punishment to do.
What's his punishment? I thought you had the punishment.
God damn it! I was trying to get him there. Trying to get him there.
Well, you trying to like mandala effect me?
Trying to mandala effect you.
You're terrible. Get on the track. Hey, we could do it right at the Boundbrook track, Kyle. That'd be great.
Could do it at the Boundbrook track.
You, Connor, and Nick all at the same time. I think that'd be great. Tony, to answer your question, yes, we do have to get some more merch. I would love to do like this kind of style of hat where it's like the trucker hat kind of with the what would you call this? The
It's like a mesh.
yeah,
Material.
the mesh. Yeah, like the mesh kind of
mesh hat.
I would love to do that. I have some ideas, so could be in the works. Definitely could be in the works. Maybe if we gear up for the off season, I got a little bit more time on my hands. I could design some hats. Again, I want to get the price as low as possible, but I also don't want to sacrifice, quality. Yes, of course. We want to make sure.
Pix bikinis for the summer.
Ooh, we would sell probably your girlfriend, my
Great
girlfriend, and
Valentine's gift.
our 3 girlfriends, and that's it. Because our audience is 99% male.
But we respect women on this podcast.
Oh, we respect women, of course. Hey, we made some women. We did have a couple purchases for hoodies last time. We did hoodies from females.
Women's, yes.
Yes, they're again mostly male, but we did have some purchases for females. So, it's out there. It's out there. I would say hats are not out of the question, Tony. Definitely not.
Good. Love to hear it.
All right, Kyle, wrap us up.
One more thing is I watched the new Netflix Elway documentary.
Oh, I did hear about this.
I learned a lot about John Elway. I think John Elway is very underrated now that I learned more of John Elway. I didn't realize he was the quarterback for Stanford during like the Pandas on the field.
Oh, he was?
They scored. Yeah, he was the quarterback for that game.
I didn't know
realize
that. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Trivia. He was like talking about how like he lost that game and it was so upsetting. And then like he went on to lose like 3 Super Bowls after that, and he was really upset.
Tough.
But then he ended up coming back and winning. And I just think that he was very underrated in his time. He's a tough guy, loyal to the Broncos. And I think that I think overall he's really, I think the fact that he lost so much early in his career, like in big games, I think that hurt his legacy. And I think he's up there. I think I'd say he's like top 5 all time.
I was gonna, my next question was gonna be where would you rank him all time? All time number 5?
I think if I had to rank my top 5 all time right now, I would probably go
someone record
Brady
this.
One. I do Brady 1. I'd say
Jalen Hurts 2.
No, I don't even know.
I didn't want to put you on the spot. I just wanted to know.
I wasn't thinking about it.
I just wanted to know like top 5, top 10.
Definitely Brady 1. I think he's top 5 because I think it's like Brady 1, and then after that I don't know particular order, but I would say probably Elway, Montana, Manning, and then at the maybe Mahomes. Honestly,
Mahomes is like top 10 probably.
Projecting his career.
Yeah,
probably Rodgers. Rodgers was also really good in his heyday.
I would put I have to go way back. I mean, I'd have to go like Johnny Unitas and maybe Fran Tarkenton. I think I would go Unitas over Tarkenton. Montana's definitely top 5. Peyton Manning top 5. Brady top 5.
I think it's Brady, Manning.
I think Drew Brees is borderline top 5. I think definitely top 10. I don't know. It's a good question. I'd have to save that for another time.
That's a tough question.
Yeah, I have to save that one.
I think Elway is very underrated. I think he's 100% top 10, and I think he's top 5.
There you go. All right, that will do it for us. Like I said, playoff football starting on Saturday. Grab your beer, grab your soda, grab your popcorn, grab your wings. It's gonna be fun. First game kicking off Saturday is again at 4:30. Rams and Panthers, and then we conclude on Monday at 8 p.m. God, I'm dying here. Texans at Steelers Monday at 8. Kyle and I will again be in attendance at Lincoln Financial Field on Sunday at 4:30 for the 49ers and Eagles game. Go Birds. You can see exclusive content on Picks Instagram at Picks NFL on Instagram. So be on the lookout for that. Tony, want to give you another thank you for joining us tonight. You were fantastic. You were sensational. It lived up to all the hype, and I hope we can do this again next year. So thank you for joining us.
I just want to thank you guys for having me. This was a lot of fun. Obviously, I hope I'm back at some point.
Of course. But of course, love to do it again.
Hopefully some relevant Jets football next year.
Yes, I was gonna say I've got one fan. I've got 2 Jets fans that we need to bring back for some relevant Jets football talk. I would like nothing more for that to be the case. So
yeah,
hopefully we can do it again.
Something more than this here. But no, this was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys having me.
Of course. All right, that'll do it for us. So we'll be back next Tuesday. What's the date? The 13th, I think, if my math is correct.
Maybe 7. Yeah,
It would be the 13th,
Yep.
Tuesday, January 13th, 7:30, right here live on YouTube, Spotify, either the next day or Thursday or whenever I get around to it. I gotta be better with that. I know I've been kind of uploading a little bit late, so I'll try and get it up. I'll try and get this version up by at least Thursday. So, all right, thanks everyone for joining. We will see you next Tuesday. Peace out.